Hi everybody, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. I'm trying to fix my camera. Hi everyone. Wait a minute. Yes. Hi everybody. Welcome, welcome. I did not plan to go live tonight this evening. Let's see. Gosh, I didn't really plan to go live tonight. I have not been planning. But there is something, guys, I want to share with you today. Just a thought, just something for you to consider. I have um, built some resentment last night when we have a person who just hopped on my presentation and started to share his unsuccessful attempts to date in Ukraine. It was very unpleasant to see that all the work you do. People think that it's okay to hop on someone's live video, completely ignore the topic of the video, and share your bad experiences. Now, I am not against bad experiences. I welcome people to send me stories, scamming stories, personal stories, frustrating stories, happy stories, and unhappy stories too. But I just want to say it was so rude yesterday. I don't know how many of you are right now. It's an unexpected live video for sure. And look at this beautiful picture behind me, first of all. It's Cupid and I forgot, can't say in English, but anyway, and his love. So, anyway, I know it's a lot of sun, but this is not about technical imperfections. This video is about, uh, first of all, it is so important in life to be timely, to be appropriate, to make sense. Um, I was really hurt. I'm not gonna say that I wasn't. That I did all this work to create half an hour presentation, with sharing a lot of things, sharing and reminding people how important it is to look for true values, how important it is to do um, your best in research. I have 900 plus videos that you guys, many of you have been watching, and having somebody that just comes to a live show and just because his attempts had failed and he failed twice with the same thing, uh, it's him who needs to take responsibility for his experiences. And I'm gonna say this again. This is not me, this is not you, this is not the presentation I've been doing on my life, but he himself who needs to take responsibilities. Do you guys agree? Hi everybody, hi Stan, hi Mark. Let's see who else I have. Do you guys agree that when you, especially when you do something twice, you have all the information online? If you first of all, that's what defines a man to me. When you, not just a man, but a responsible, grown human being, when you take responsibilities, it's not Ukraine's fault and it's not my fault, and it's not a great message to give as a man because he had failed in his pursuits, that somehow, you should now give up on your dream, no matter what subject that is, even if that's not Ukrainian dating, even that's if that is about becoming a writer or a performer or moving to another country. It doesn't matter what it is. I was extremely tired right now. That's why I didn't burn him or block him. I thought that this is going to stop. But first of all, I would really respect if, when I present topics, that we don't give attention to people who do not deserve it, okay? And you may think I'm doing this right now, but the positive side of that unpleasant experience is that today I want to share some thoughts with you why you should never give up on a goal just because somebody is or was unsuccessful. I'm going to say this again. Let's talk today. It's Sunday. Let's talk today about why you should never give up on the goal because somebody is not successful at that goal. And I really hope that you guys will participate. It's unexpected. I'm just coming once again to connect with you. And I know it's really easy to give up on things, um, especially when international travel is don't know when international travel gonna be fully back, right? A lot of things are in the air, and it is a little bit difficult for everybody. First of all, if you want to make a point, if okay, you should always pay attention how the person makes their point. A lot of people would not tell the truth what's actually happened. They will only tell you that they lost money. And I think Stan just mentioned about I think he just mentioned about sex tourism. I also think he probably was not shooting for the right amount of women, not right amount, right kind of women. And yesterday, in my presentation, I pour my heart out to share how important it is to have the woman of value, not just woman with beautiful eyes or nice nails, but the woman that when everything shuts down, when you are in distress, when you cannot have childcare, woman that can not just go through a drive-through or order something online, that can actually make a good meal, that can nurture the children, that could take advantage of this time and take even better care with her children, even connect with them even better. I was sharing all of this to tell you once again, remind you that don't focus so much on the trying to gain a trophy wife, with a big age gap difference. I can guarantee you that in this guy's experience, it definitely took place. So, and don't and focusing also on the appearance. Uh, any normal looking woman can become gorgeous with little touch-ups, but who she is inside her heart, that will make a difference. And that's why I'm making these presentations. I am aware of the fact that there are scammers and all kinds of people in this business, and there are a lot of women that using the situation, and there is a lot of men who are sex tourists or who are just not serious. So, um, oh, thank you guys. If you be so kind to put a comment under the video, under my previous video, I really put a lot of work. Ruslan had help. He volunteered to do some editing, so the rabbit on the rose petal picture belongs to him. That is so important to know why you are doing something. Yes, there are very many negative examples. There are people who get in scammed, there are people who maybe get in a divorce or, had a bad relationship. But it's really important to know why you're doing something. And also understanding that this person story is not another person's story. That is also the main thing. You don't know what their purpose was. You don't know anything about their experience. So I hear a lot of things from people. Almost never do I put their experience on me. You can live in the same town and have completely different life experiences. You can drink out of plastic cups and buy fast food for the same amount of money. You can go and get yourself get some good ingredients and prepare something very special. Same amount of money, same place, same condition, but people are different. Don't ever relate your experience, especially to somebody you don't even know. The people who never travel, um, would always say, "Oi, aren't you afraid to go there? Ooh, they don't like these kind of people over there. Ooh, this is dangerous. You went there all by yourself. Oh my God." And when I hear grown men uh, joining the forums and learning, I only have one thing in my head. Why don't you go and try it for yourself? It might not be for you. It may not be for you. But there are people that would try to discourage you, and just because their experience wasn't satisfying. But remember, you are not them. You are not them. Uh, I don't know if you had similar experiences. Please share in the chat box. When I've opened my businesses, some I have shops online, and I have here he comes. Good Lord. If you want to be successful in life, in communication with people, when you hop somewhere, it's not a bad idea to actually listen what the topic is. By asking certain questions, you're just making a complete fool out of you. And this is what we've been talking about this today. Yes, they do like quality men, but quality man applies also being appropriate and know when to ask a question. Good Lord. Hi, everybody. How y'all doing? Oh, God. And I don't need water, I need vodka. Oh, what was I talking about? Some people, first of all, need to learn uh, the etiquette and common sense. I am doing fucking great. Thanks. Thank you, Roger. Roger, where are your books? You told me that you're a published writer, and you told me that you can have uh you offered me your help. I've never received your links to your published books. If you ask me for my relationship coaching video, you can find 900 plus videos that you can watch. So please let me know if I could look it up. It's really important. Another thing, it's really important when you say something to follow up on this, and also have a backup. You can't just say, if I usually do not tell people what I do, just because I don't want to talk about it. But if I do tell them, I give them the link to my work. So that is also important. Anyway, coming back. Um, yes, you can have negative experiences in Ukrainian dating. You can have negative experience in domestic dating. You can have positive experience traveling about the world. You can have negative experience about staying home. So it's really important to remember. Um, it's really important to remember to realize that you are the only one person who can live your life. I know that's deep, right? You are the only one person who can actually live your life and have your experience. People will always try to hijack it. I talk about this in my night live show on what was it, Friday, or I don't remember what day. But anyway, people often presume things, and they will try to just try to turn things in this way or another. It's really important to know why you're doing something, and that you connect with your own sense. You connect with your own sense of you enjoying it or you not enjoy it. Some of us are very much disconnected with our own sense. That's why we don't trust our own senses, and um, we believe in God knows what. People like who are unsuccessful in Ukrainian dating very often are committing to the person they're not supposed to commit, and they are lying to themselves because they know that they are shooting for the wrong person. They know that. They know that they are shooting for the wrong person, but they're still trying to do this for whatever reason. So don't necessarily, just go and, believe all women, or believe all men. There is no such a thing. You have to go case by case. And if you have a dream, I don't know about you. When I have a dream, ain't nobody knows about my dream. I don't talk about it. I don't post about it. I don't make, drama about it. If you have a dream, if you have a goal, just do it. And once again, people who are butthurt, don't know how else to say it, they will always try to poison other people's dreams. Once again, I started to sharing about when I was about to open my online business. So I have an online boutique, and I have this YouTube channel. I have consulting. I have a few other things that I'm doing. People were looking down. They were talking, well, why don't you find a real job? People always know what's better for you. Have you noticed that? So just like that, people, yes, by the way, now these people are applying for unemployment. Meanwhile, uh, and if you work online, really nothing changes that much for you, right? So people that have the least competence would always try to influence you, and you feel vulnerable about your dream. You feel sensitive about your dream. You don't need anybody else to put the seeds. Yes, you have to know what can happen. You absolutely need to make your own research and see, okay, this is the statistics. There is definitely the scamming part. There is language barrier, mentality difference, or whatever else they may be. But don't let people don't expose your very sensitive part and give other people to put seeds of doubt. You have plenty of your own doubt. That's why I absolutely hate telling people about my plans. I like showing results. I do not like showing plans, because you are vulnerable enough, and you are in the moment of something. You don't need anybody else to make you less confident or adding doubts. So I'm done. I shared my thoughts. I think if you want to do something, you should do it. If you are in international dating, people say, oh, why is that you need to go somewhere to find a wife? Or if you just love traveling, oh, why would you do that? It's dangerous. And there's gonna be people that will tell you that it's dangerous. These are the very people that never left the country in 500 years. Well, in their lifetimes they never left the country, but oh, do not do this. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. How do I know? Well, I've never traveled, so my advice is very valuable. And especially for men, it is so important when you tell something to a lady, don't brag about your goals, about your dreams. Surprise her with the result. Do not brag about that. So let me read some of your comments. I just want to tell you this. It was so unpleasant yesterday. I was like, I did all this work, and people are, and this drop of poison, I don't mean just this one video. I can guarantee you that this man that was complaining, he's not my client. He never consulted with me, and if he would, maybe his stories would be not so sad. First of all, he doesn't have any tact, and it's, what he did yesterday. That's what it reminds me of. Let me focus on this. What he did yesterday reminds me about an unhappily married man or woman that's been unhappily married for, let's say, 15 years. And here is a newlyweds, or people who are about to get married. And you know how special it is when you are all romantic, you are excited, you are at a different stage of life. That's why when you going up energetically and somebody goes down, if you connect, you're gonna be irritating each other because you are going up, your energy is going up, and this person's energies, they are going down, and this is the only trajectory that they are taking. So in this case, that is exactly reminds me of a situation where somebody who has been married unhappily for, I don't know, 15, 20, 30 years, and they see the excited person that doesn't know yet that there are definitely difficult times, and there is definitely not always so much romance, in marriage, and the childbirth hurts. And there is other things, and early childhood development, and having conflicts, and having all of these kind of things, right? But you may have a purpose, you may have a higher purpose, you may always dream to do certain things. It may be not the other person's dream, and maybe they didn't manage their life very well. Oh, it's not your experience, but I absolutely hate this when somebody is about, you just have, your energy is up, you are excited, you know that this is gonna be a new life, and you are happy, basically. You are new, and you're gonna have your own experience, but this person tried to hijack your own feelings and your experience by giving you, oh yeah, right. I remember I had a guy who would call my husband back in time and tell him, still having romance, huh? Well, wait a little bit. And it was so irritating because he would say, hey, you still in honeymoon zone? Yeah, that's gonna be over soon. And shall I tell you, I did not like that friend? So it's really important to separate yourself. You can learn negative experiences. You can make your own research, but it is really important to separate yourself energetically with people who do not change and keep failing at everything. If you can observe the person, if in 6 months they have same problems that they had 6 months ago, this person is not working on themselves, and they are envious that you have energy and inspiration and you keep going, and you live in life. So I just think it's really important, once again, when you going up, when you building something, when you are excited, when you have this rush in your body and you creating things, and you just in the moment, and you are in this process, you cannot let any poison in, because you won't be able to create not nothing really, not much you can create when somebody's keep injecting poison, and instead of injecting that poison, they could learn from their mistakes, they could do better, they could hang out with people for whose things had worked out, whether it's international marriage or opening an online business. Instead of focusing on all what's wrong, you can focus, okay, so what ingredients are helping this situation to be more successful. Oh, you're saying I should probably not look for the woman who could be my daughter, and who invested $10,000 in plastic surgery, because she probably is not looking for a true connection. Okay, maybe I should mature a little bit and realize that I'm not 16 anymore, and there are more things that are valuable than certain body parts. Oh, okay. So maybe this is not the industry is wrong. Maybe I am looking for the wrong things. Maybe I am listening to the information and picking up things from it, and I am completely deaf to what's really important. I do not hear, I am not capable to process new information and give myself a critical look on what I'm doing wrong. Maybe my communication with women and the way I present myself gives them the wrong idea. So I'm just giving you these thoughts to and questions to ask. When somebody has a lot of time to complain about why something did not work out, instead of put the effort, if they still want that goal, instead of put the effort and make things work, if you join in forums, okay, hear me out. Okay, if you are a grown man and you are joining forums, you are calling up all your friends, you're hopping on into the live videos of people who dedicate their life to certain projects. If you're doing all of that and you are a grown man and you still have that goal, so why aren't you working on you? Why you spend hours and hours of time to explain or justify why something did not happen? Why don't you use that time to build yourself up, to work on your mental, to maybe go to psychiatrist or psychologist and to realize, okay, if you are unsuccessful in your relationships with every single person, it's not that the person you want does not exist. It's that you do not know how to communicate. All these people that it didn't work out with have one person in common. So maybe it's not about all these people and it's about you. Maybe you have some goals that or that are very artificial, very superficial. Maybe you're trying to impress your neighbor. I don't know what you're doing. But if you have time to complain and try to call everybody an idiot, it really made me mad when I think Steven sent a little super chat, and this guy wrote, "Wow, this is like couple bucks. I spent $6,000. How is that relatable? I am a service provider. I am. That's the goal. This is not my personal website. This is a service." So Stephen appreciated the knowledge I was given. How does that you should look at the logic of a person. How does that relate him supporting a blogger to him comparing what money he lost in Ukraine supporting a somebody who was a con artist, for example? It was just so mind-blowing for me to see that. And I want to tell you, we will never be successful, not in international dating, not in making friendships, not in doing anything else, if you compare things that are uncomparable and you do not have tact. If he would say, Veronika, I have such a terrible experiences. Could you help me? Could you show me what is that I am doing wrong? Could you please take your time and schedule a session with me, or I don't know, invite you to one of your platforms? Could you look at this and say, what's my responsibility? The difference between mature and immature persons, that mature person or conscious person realize that everything you have something to do with you. In fact, it has 99.9%. Everything you have in your life is something you had created. You see this beautiful picture? I put it there. It's not just there for it. It didn't just jump on that hook. It's not a picture of Hitler in here, or a picture of I hate life. It's a beautiful picture, symbolizes love. So you create your environment, and you are the author of anything you do in your life. So if you changed your dream, you can change your dream, you can change your goal. You can, as I said earlier, you can go to Ukraine and say, you know what, like, this is high maintenance, these women are high maintenance, or whatever you want to say. But, or maybe you are low effort. Mm. Maybe Ukrainian women are not that high maintenance. Maybe you are super low effort. That's another question you can ask. But whatever dream, whatever thought you have, uh, that is your experience. So don't try to put it on somebody else. What? What? Yeah, Bill, there is nothing wrong with you at all. Except, I know you would have mentioned any imperfections. You would have, if you would have any, right? Maybe just some arrogance. I'm just kidding. Oh, look what I did. I pushed some different. Yes. So, well, I think it's important to do what I want to do, this channel. Since I am the leader of this channel, I'm gonna show emotions just how they are. I don't need to hide them. I don't need to try to blur them out. And the reason why I don't even know this guy, and he is just an image of similar people and situations. You know, we're gonna forget about tactfulness. It's your responsibility to be tactful. But I just want to tell you that a lot of you may be going right now through the same crisis and thinking, is this really gonna work, or should I give up on it? I don't know. You have to decide. Maybe you should give up on it. It's not that you cannot live without it. You should have your own experience. That's what I can tell. It's definitely not for everybody. Immigration is not for everybody. I don't know. Online business is not for everybody. Um, Having a YouTube channel is not for everybody. I don't know. Cutting grass is definitely not for everybody. So it's really important to live your own experience. It's really important because in the end of the day, it only matters whether you in the end of the day, it only matters whether you had ever stepped into your potential, try things you wanted to try, explore things, and you will know. That's why on this channel you have these videos that I make, but I do offer private consultations, because what I say, it's of course a general idea, it's a general advice, it's a particular category of people, but um, there are a lot of very different situations, and you can't just generalize and be 100% sure that you're doing the right thing. That's why you have those individualized options. And most important thing is to really let yourself having an experience. So, oops, I'm frozen. Okay, all right. So, yes, thank you. Thank you guys for the compliments. I appreciate it. Eastern European women are not better than Americans. They are just different. They may be better, certain qualities of them may be better for you. Certain qualities you may not like. I do not promote that one nation is better than another, if you didn't know that. There are certain aspects you may be attracted to. You know, I was asked that question before, and every single person in this world has value. Um, I think it's very cruel to say that this person is more valuable than this one. That's a completely different subject. You choose, is red shoes better than the black shoes? I don't know. Depends where you're going, right? I'm reading your comments. Okay. Stan is saying high maintenance, looking great, which is why the guy was drawn to her, but now he's complaining what it took to get there. Exactly. Duh. Right. And what it costs to stay looking that way, let me tell you. It's it is an investment for sure. Talking about investments, I'm investing into a Lego into a Lego stock right now. You have to, when you invest in something, when the other person is investing something, you have to understand that you may or may not get the benefit. This is why investments offer higher income, but sometimes your investment, sometimes it's a market crash or crash and crash too. Hi, Steven. Thank you, Bill. Bill is saying you're very objective, Veronica. Well, hi, Steven. I appreciate that. Well, and the thing is, I want you guys to understand something. On this channel, I'm not trying to be right. I'm not trying to be the solution to all the problems or to answer for all the questions. I'm telling you what I know. And again, some of what I share with you may not work for you. Once again, I'm gonna say this again. Things that I share with you, you may be an exception of all the rules. But if you work with me in person, I'm gonna tell you. And when the scamming, the thing is, scamming work is my least favorite work, but I do that because I know people need it. In my scamming history, I have 100% of being accurate. I hate doing this. I like working with real relationships. I like helping people to figure things out. I love helping people to change their wording to understand each other better, because Slavic mentality versus Western mentality is very difficult. Sometimes people are on the same page, but their wording is wrong. Sometimes the dynamic of thing is wrong, because there is a lot of things that American men think are good, consider being a good strategy, for example, but Ukrainian women find it soft and unattractive. Or so. Anyway, no, thank you. I'm glad that you reached out to me on time. Seriously, I had clients who I consulted, not for the scamming but for the relationships. Sometimes you do all of your best, but still in the end you realize it's not your person. So I had a few cases when everything what's possible was done, but it still didn't work out. But when it comes to my helping with defining scam record, it's 100%, and I want to be wrong. I would just say there are some things that are undeniable. Like alphabet, if you want to read, you need to know the alphabet. There is no way you can learn every single word in a language. There is no way that you can learn every single word in a language. But if you learn the alphabet and you learn general rules and then you get the exceptions down, you're gonna be very successful. Thoughts? But thank you, Noel. I appreciate that. And what can I tell you? Stephen, you need some work. Okay? This is a very general question, and you, uh, some men need a strategy. You know, we were talking about things, and you told me how, it's very difficult. These things, they are difficult. um, but sometimes you need to have a different strategy to connect with a person. Sometimes you need another person. It really depends. Absolutely, love and respect is the base of every relationships. But to give you a very short answer, in Ukrainian culture, when man is too mellow and he is too mushy and he is too sweet, it's getting too much. When you go and you eat the chocolate, you may not want to have this the next day. That's just a short thing. When you say I love you casually all the time, sometimes it loses its meaning when it comes to passionate and romantic relationships. Sometimes when you're too attentive and you just taking up the space. Remember I told you about 2080, that sometimes to regain the passion you need to turn to 20 and let her be 80. So I'm sorry, I cannot go into depth on this video, but I do have actually a strategy for you. By the way, I've watched your short videos. I have some better news for you. So if you would like that, let me know. You still have a little bit of, um, you know, I don't want to expose personal information. So um, after learning more things, I may be able to help you, but you have to have pen and paper and do exactly what I tell you. So, but that's for a personal consultation. Ladies are saturated with so much romanticism. There is nothing wrong with that. You see these flowers? They are pretty. I can just wake up and put a bun, make a bun on my head and wear my sweatshirt from 5 years ago. Somebody will find it cute, but not me. Don't complain about ladies being romantic. Worry about she wants a burger over the roses. When she wants burger over the roses, this is when you worry. Wow, that could be my quote. When she wants burger over the roses, this is when you should worry. Hmm, that could be a quote of the century. Frank, then find a girl that is very nature like, or she likes to be in her workout gear. She's very simple. Exactly. So if you do not a glamour if you do not like a glamorous girl, you do not like a girl who gets ready, fine. There are plenty of girls that do not do that, and they are still pretty, or they are still in your taste. So absolutely. So pick your struggle. There is nothing wrong with it. There are there is a lot of women that are, maybe not that feminine looking, but they are very feminine, or they're just a lot more simple, and you love it. Perfect. You know what you want. This is very important. There is no right or wrong. There is someone for everyone, right? And some ladies would prefer a burger. When you support a Ukrainian girl, she gets nails. By the way, thank you. Or she gets tea, or she, most of Ukrainian women spend money on beauty, okay? Of course, you have to be responsible. You do new thing, but I'm talking about Ukrainian women that do not have all hundreds of other responsibilities like mortgages and cars and insurance. They mostly spend their money on beauty. That's not a bad thing. At least you won't have an ugly wife, right? That's a good question for another video, you know? Uh, money well spent. That's right. Thank you. It is. It is. Well, the bookstores are closed, so I miss bookstores the most. I hope they will open. I hope they will not die. Well, guys, you have to understand, we are living in a real world. All of us have bills, responsibilities, credit scores. Well, in Ukraine, they also now have credit scores. So we all living in a real world. Of course, there are first needs. There are things you absolutely have to take care of. That is obvious, you know. But Ukrainian women do care how they look. That's the truth. I will make a video on. Gregory asked about how does the average nice guy. Don't call yourself a nice guy, but I know what you mean. But it's just. American proof to Slavic woman he's also strong. That could be another video, okay? How about this? I will address it in one of my live shows. We'll talk about that. Yes, we'll talk about that. Okay. Yes, Stan, beauty money are not spent, it's an investment. That is true. I will consider, making a video how to, make a good impression on a woman, um, how to prove you that you are a good guy. A lot of average guys are totally fine for Ukrainian women, unless she has tons of plastic surgery. That stuff is expensive. Okay, not it's only it's expensive. It also means that she has um, wrong priorities. So that's another thing. So Ukrainian lady not attracted to nice guys. Steven, we already talked about this. Steven, I gave you some tea on that already. You need to have polarity. There should be some tension, some polarity. And I gave you full in detail spectrum on all of it, and I'm sorry you did not have a pen. I've already answered this question. I've answered you about your situation. So if you want to listen a little bit more attentively and do it again, let me know. You still have about you still have some hope to make things better. I would just say it like this. Ukrainian women love attention. They love Ukrainian women love good men. They love attention. But when you are buttery butter, when you are overwhelming with this love letters and all that stuff, they hate it. You have to understand. It's like, imagine you eating super sweet ice cream. You had one, you don't want to have a second one. There is a point of bliss when you just give it in some, you feel they as a person, you read they as a person, you are genuine, you have all these good qualities, but you are not just hovering all over them. People do not like to be smothered. And when you tell somebody I love you, if you didn't spend enough of time with them, if you did not create that connection and tension and on all the four levels, um, your I love you is very it doesn't have much value. If you meet a woman and on the first date or second date, she's like, I love you, you would see that this person have no self-esteem and high level of desperation. So if you want to learn the dynamics, if you want to really understand it, I may consider to make a video into depth about the actual dynamics and how to understand that. Ukrainian women are also have different categories. When we say Ukrainian women, we're talking about millions of people. There are some women that are into this kind of guy. There are other women that are in another kind of guy. There are some women that have mental health issues. They are in a third kind of guy. So you need to define where you are at, whether you want to be there, and find the right strategy of communication. If to say it in one word, sometimes American and Western men in general are overly sweetened. It's overly sweetened. Like, I can show you some of my emails if you want to see that. I'm done. I'm done, guys. I appreciate you all. I hope if you want to learn, you can learn. Even without taking my personal consultations, you can learn a lot. Stephen, you missed the first part of the video. I highly recommend you watched it. Okay? I highly recommend you watch first part of the video. So, with that being said, guys, thank you for hopping in. This video was made to encourage you to have your own mind, use your own brain, your own critical thinking, and remember that experience is the best teacher. And if you need my help in person, let me know. I do charge for my personal service. Yes, I do. And it's gonna go more and more. I may have to but at the same time I may stop doing that too. Next year we may just go to like group calls, so everybody shares because for one person it's very hard to do too many things or talk to too many people in person. That's why the personal consultations do have a price. But think about this. You want to be like Travis, that saved on a consultation from the person that understands things and could point him out the red flags, and he would spend $200 and not $6,000. No, he would call me a scam, and he would go and do it twice without learning the first time. Investing in spending on a consulting service is an investment. If you don't believe so, go ahead and not use it. You may be able to handle it. You may be like Travis. So, all depends on you. Travis, are you getting paid for your work, or do you work for free? If you didn't know, this channel is something I do. It's my life project. I do this to help people. And as most people in the world, you do get rewarded for your service unless you have no self-esteem and you bring no value to people. With that being said, I want to wish you a wonderful day, and I will see you very soon.